All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tie Guy, the Sports Guy. Here, please like, subscribe, add, share. Tell all your buddies, tell all your girlfriends, tell everybody you know about the sports show. So this is the sports show that you want to get hooked up with, you want to get connected with. Today we're going to talk about Major League Baseball, and we're going to talk about fantasy Major League Baseball. So we're going to talk about the week that was, some guys who had a great week, who hit the crap out of the ball, and some guys who did not do anything whatsoever. And then we're also going to talk about guys you should probably trade for this week or look to put into trades. So anyways, we got a great show for you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Take notes if you want to, absorb everything. So here we go. Tie Guy, the Sports Guy. Oh, by the way, I'm sponsored by nobody, no one, and nothing. So if you're looking to throw a sponsor my way, please let me know. I'm here for you. So, all right. So we're going to start with the guys who had some really, really bad weeks. So if you had these guys on your baseball team, kind of sucked. Most of these guys hit 100 or less. So anything like that, you're not getting any production for the rest of the categories if you're a fantasy baseball player. So the first guy we're going to talk about is Yasmani Grandal. He hit 0.77, so he didn't even hit 100 this week. So if you had him as a catcher, not much production for you. But in fantasy baseball, catching is literally the hardest position to get anything out of other than strikeouts and no hitting. So next guy we're going to talk about on this list is Josh Bell. Josh Bell hit a terrible 167 this week. The rest of his categories didn't add up. He didn't really have a good week. He hit one home run. So that is good for that aspect, but for the hitting aspect, he absolutely killed you this week. So that really sucks. The first baseman who had the worst week, who has the highest ceiling, is Freddie Freeman. All the Freddie Freeman owners out there this week are probably getting a little frustrated. Freddie has not gotten off to what you would call a good start whatsoever. We know at the end of the year he's going to be a top one, top two first baseman. So right now, in the trade section I was talking about, if you can get Freddie Freeman in your league, if you can trade for him right now, be a good time. His value is going to be a little lower. Since he hasn't been hitting. We all know Atlanta has a really nice offense. They have Acuna, Albies, Freddie Freeman, so they're going to be hitting. They're going to do their thing. Dansby Swanson too as well. He's a nice hitter too. Austin Riley as well. So they're going to do their thing. They're gonna keep rolling in Atlanta. So just if Atlanta, since they've had a bad week this week, there's some pieces to pick up. Also, Travis d'Arnaud didn't have a very good week too as well. He's a very nice hitting catcher. He'll be a top 10 catcher at the end of the year. So he's another piece that you should go out and grab this week if you have the chance to. Next guy we're going to talk about. For this guy's been hot the first couple of weeks, but this week he cooled off. Salvador Perez for the Kansas City Royals. Again, catching, it's a tough position to evaluate. Catching is very hard to be consistent at too as well. He had a $182 average this week. That's a little behind what he's hitting the first couple of weeks. He's hitting over 300 the first couple of weeks. So if you had him, just be patient. He's going to come back. He's the number 3 hitter for Kansas City. There's a reason why they have it. And also, too, if you look at Kansas City's lineup, they have a really sneaky good lineup. Top 4 hitters, top 5 hitters, and they're not bad. Michael A. Taylor for Kansas City, he's having a really quiet, really nice season. They got him from the Washington Nationals this offseason, and he's an undervalued talent, and so he's having a really nice season. So keep an eye on him too. I'm not saying he's going to be a breakout guy, but he's some guy who'll be a great 5th outfielder, 6th outfielder, some guy who you can rotate in and out when other guys have days off. So just somebody to keep an eye on if you want to do that route. Next guy we're going to talk about who had a very bad week was Justin Turner for the LA Dodgers. Justin Turner is one of the most consistent fantasy third baseman you're ever going to find. He's getting up there in age right now. The only thing he's not going to really do for you fantasy-wise, if this is a category for you, or stolen bases, but everything else, if you have batting average, runs, home runs, RBIs, on base plus slugging percentage, whatever the categories you have, he is going to be a 5-category guy. Unfortunately, at this point in his career, he's not going to get you a ton of stolen bases. So just be prepared for that. But he's about as solid as they come for third baseman. You know exactly what you're going to get. The production. He's probably going to be a top 125, top 100 fantasy baseball player for the whole year. So he's a nice guy to grab, nice guy to have in your team. So don't be in a hurry to trade him. Keep him for the long haul this year. He's going to have a great year. And we all know the Dodgers have a very potent offense, 1 through 9. They have guys that can hit, minus the pitcher, obviously, but when they're American League, 1 through 9, they can definitely rake. And they got guys who they can bring up any time, and they just plug them in there, and they just do their thing, too, as well. So, I mean, the Dodgers are as deep as you can possibly go. And if you can get any part of that lineup, Will Smith, Justin Turner, Bellinger when he gets back, Mookie Betts, obviously Mookie's going to cost you a lot if you want to get him. Any of those guys, it's a great team to have. Also, Seager too as well. So Corey, Kyle's younger brother. Kyle and Corey are brothers. One plays third base for the Seattle Mariners, and the other one plays shortstop for the LA Dodgers. So just so you know, it runs in their blood. But Corey is the better player than Kyle. So, and also younger. So, and he's gonna be a free agent next year with that huge class of free agencies for shortstop for baseball. It's gonna be pretty sweet. It's gonna be one of the most fun things to watch this offseason is where all the shortstops fall who are free agents. We already know Francisco Lindor signed with the Mets. He had his big 10-year extension. 10-year extension with the New York Mets. So we'll see how this all plays out after that. But some really top tier guys who are going to be shortstop, who are playing the shortstop position, who are going to be free agents. So it's going to be a fun way to see how all those dominoes fall for sure. So. Next guy who's just had a bad week. He's had a bad April. Victor Robles, Washington Nationals center fielder. I was really high on this guy at the beginning of the year, last year and the year before. I just been really high on this guy. I thought he was a superstar in the making. I've been completely wrong about him. To me, right now, he is completely droppable in every situation. I don't think he's a guy you want to have rostered on your team whatsoever until he can show that he can be consistent. I wouldn't put any stock in him. I wouldn't put any time in him. I would just let him go. If somebody else wants to take the risk and see if he'll bounce back or see if he'll turn it around, let him do it. But as of right now, there's too many other guys who are hitting, too many other guys you can pick up, too many other guys that are going into the right direction for me to have him on a roster personally. So if you got him, go ahead and drop him. Just let him go. Victor Robles, sorry, bro. You gotta hit the waiver wire and kind of just chill out in the sea and see what happens, man. So the next guy who's had a really tough week is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's hit 214 this week, which is a little bit low for him. He's had 0 bombs, and we all know Vladdy is a microcosm of his daddy. I did a nice little rhyme there. Wasn't even really trying to, but yeah, Junior's just as good as his dad. So I know that's a huge statement to say because we all know his dad's a Hall of Famer. His dad, when he signed with the Angels, was incredible. He was incredible with the Montreal Expos as well, too, before that. Yes, Montreal Expos. So if you don't know who they are, for you people who've just started fantasy baseball, look them up, watch film, watch tape on Vladimir Guerrero Sr. Dude had a cannon. He could hit. I mean, he would hit the balls anywhere that were basically pitched. He would hit up over his head all the way to the ground. He had no discipline. He had no idea of a strike zone. He would just hack. That's what he did. So he's a Hall of Famer. So yeah, he was one of the best talents you'll ever see. So if you ever have time to watch tape on him or watch him play in the Angels or the Expos, dude was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Another guy who had a bad week was Dansby Swanson, shortstop for the Braves. The Braves just, they had a couple of guys who slumped. Like I said, Travis d'Arnaud had a bad week too as well. That happens. It's a week-to-week league. That's how fantasy baseball works. So Dansby Swanson hit not even 100. He hit .88 .088 this week. He just had a bad week. It's okay. He'll bounce back. He's a top shortstop. I would probably say in fantasy terms, probably about top 10. I'd probably go about 9 or 10. So you got him. You got a really nice fantasy shortstop. So keep him on your squad. Just hold on to him. He's still going to do great things. So Suarez for the Cincinnati Reds. He had the position switch from third to short. I think it's affected his hitting a little bit. He has not hit the ball at all yet. This week he hit .095. He did drop a bomb, which is great, but I mean, you're talking about 1 out of 6, 1 out of 7 games, so they had a bye week or not. So as a week progressed, he's had a terrible week. So he'll get better. He's just one of those guys where when he's hot, and when he's not, he's not. Just a streaky dude, probably just like the whole Cincinnati ball club. Right now they're getting carried by Nick Castellanos. I hope I said his name right. Yeah, but they're getting carried by him right now. He's doing his thing. Unfortunately, Moose is on the DL, but he'll be back pretty soon. Once they're back, they're going to just take off again. So they got a very nice squad in Cincinnati offensively. So I don't know if they have enough talent to keep up with the Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals, but for sure, I think they'll be in it for the most part. But we'll see. It's hard to say because the NL Central, we know the Pittsburgh Pirates are trash. If you watched my video yesterday, you saw me kind of go off on them and how terrible of a franchise they were. But yeah, other than that, the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Brewers, and also the Reds, it's basically a 4-team pony race. So we'll see what happens. So all those guys have pluses. They all have minuses. The most complete team overall is probably the Cardinals. I think you could say that with their depth, their talent, their acquisitions this offseason. But hey, it's baseball. It's 162 games. That's why you play the game, to find out who's the best. That's why it's a freaking nice long haul. So we got to play to find out. Next guy who had a really tough week, Kyle Tucker, Houston Astros right fielder. He hit .059. We know he's not going to hit that for the rest of the season. He just had a really bad week. If you're a Kyle Tucker owner, hold on to him. He's going to be a top dude. He's going to be a top 100 player. Hold on, just relax. Just keep him on your roster. Don't make any rash decisions. And on the flip side, if you're looking for some outfield help, Kyle Tucker would be a great guy to get. Obviously, he had a bad week, so his ranking seemed a little lower. So maybe you can, maybe you get somebody for him, trade him, maybe you have a nice low ball offer. Maybe they'll take it, maybe they won't. I don't know, but just see if you can get Kyle Tucker. He's a good talent. So next guy who hit for the Cincinnati Reds, he hit 100 on the dot. Joey Votto. Joey Votto, to me, some guy you can drop. I wouldn't have him on my roster, honestly. There's a lot more first basemen that are out there that are better than him. Just my opinion. You can go get, Brandon Lowe, who has first base eligibility. You can go get him. Jake Cronenworth from San Diego, who's got first base eligibility. Just a couple guys who I would rank over Joey Votto at this point in his career. So that's just what I think. If you want to keep him, good for you. But I would have a tough time rostering him from here on out. It's just somebody that I would just drop and not even keep. Speaking of Jake Cronenworth, he had a terrible week in San Diego. He hit 0.67. He is a legitimate bat. He's a guy who's going to get lots of playing time in San Diego. If guys are injured or not, he's still going to be in the lineup, whether it be at second base, first base, or if Machado needs a day off third base, so he is going to play. He is going to be a good guy to have. I don't know if you saw this play the other day. He made a wonderful play. he stabbed a rocket basically, and then he turned a double play off it. So it was pretty awesome. So the guy can play defensively. The guy can hit. So just he had a bad week, but hey, you know what? It happens to the best of us. So hey, but he's in the show. He's doing his thing. So, but just stay tight on him though. Okay, now that was the bad. Now we're going to talk about the good. We're going to talk about the guys who had a great week, the guys who were crushing it, the guys who had high batting average, high stat numbers throughout the week. So just a couple of guys here we're going to talk about. Dylan Carlson for the St. Louis Cardinals hit .353 this week. He didn't do a whole lot power-wise. He scored a lot of runs. They moved him up to the number 2 spot in the Cardinals lineup, which is a prime position. If you have Dylan Carlson, good for you. Great job. If you don't have him, grab him. He is going to score so many runs this season. Now he's hitting in front of Goldschmidt and Arenado. Those guys are RBI machines. He's going to be scoring you a ton of runs this year if he stays up in the number 2 hole. He got moved up to the 5 hole, and then moved up to the 2 holes, so the Cardinals are very high on him. He's going to get lots of at-bats. So he's only 22 or 23 years old. He will be, at the end of the year, in the Rookie of the Year conversation in the National League. So keep an eye out for that guy. Another guy who had a really great week was J.D. Davis for the New York Mets. He hit over 400. He hit over 400. And he had over 1,000 on-base slugging percentage this week. J.D. Davis for the Mets. He's very highly underrated, I think. You don't hear a whole lot of pub about him with the Mets. You hear about Lindor. You hear about the big trade. You hear about the catcher they just acquired this offseason. You hear about Conforto, maybe a little about Nemo if you're a Mets fan. But J.D. Davis is one of those guys who's very highly under the radar. He's a very good player, very talented. If you don't know about him, he went to Cal State Fullerton for college, and then he was up with the Mets now. I can't remember how they got him, but I don't think they originally drafted him. I'm not too sure. You can look me up on that. I'm pretty sure I'm not right about that, but I'm not too sure how they got him. But he's been a very valuable piece for the Mets. Very underrated fantasy baseball player. So if you're looking for somebody under the radar, if he's on your waiver wire, he'd be a nice pickup to have, a nice guy to stash possibly, maybe trade down the road, or have him play 2 here and there. So nice guy to have. Another guy we're going to talk about who had a great week. This guy's Mr. Everything, Mike Trout. Trout hit over 400 this week and had a over 1,500 on base plus slugging percentage, which is phenomenal. Rafael Devers had a killer week this week. If you have Rafael Devers, you're sitting in fantasy heaven right now. He had 5 runs. He had a bomb. He had 4 RBIs. He stole a base too as well. Hit over 300. So he did every category you could possibly have. He lit it up. He helped you in every which way possible. So, and like I said, the whole Boston lineup right now is on fire. Led by JD Martinez. If you watched my video yesterday, I was very high on JD Martinez. I gave him lots of compliments. The dude has just been raking. He is back to the JD Martinez of 2019 and not the JD Martinez of 2020. So another guy who's been crushing it. Just the last 2 days alone, he's had a fantasy week. Fernando Tatis Jr., he had 2 bombs against Clayton Kershaw a couple nights ago. Last night, he had a couple bombs against Trevor Bauer. And in case you missed it, he just did one of these. No big deal. Just like, so he tries around the bases. And he did the McGregor, too. Yeah, when he got home. Just letting Bauer know who the man was, who was in charge. Not a big deal. So, but when you're that good and you're that young, man, that's just the personality of the San Diego Padres. They just don't give a shit. They don't care about anybody. They're gonna beat the shit out of you. They're gonna swing the bats. They're gonna fuck up your pitching staff. They're gonna raise your ERA. That's just what they do. So if you don't, I mean, you can't stop them. It's just a tidal wave. So, but good luck. Like I said yesterday, they have the 3 best They have the best 1 through 3 hitters in all of baseball. I mean, you first inning, if you don't get crushed by them, consider yourself lucky because they come out just swinging. So they got good plate discipline. They swing, they crush balls, they hit balls hard, they hit balls far. So that's just the way the Padres go. The guy who had probably the best week, in my opinion, was Matt Olson, first baseman for the Oakland A's. Dude just tore it up. He had 3 bombs this week, 9 RBIs. He had 4 runs. 3 were self-induced with his 3 bombs. He hit over 450 this week. And he had over 1,500 on-base plus slugging percentage. If you have Matt Olson, he's doing all the categories. The only thing he didn't do for you is stolen bases, if that is the category in your league. If not, man, he's the MVP this week. He's absolutely just crushing balls. Next guy we're going to talk about is this guy, to me, is under the radar. I think this guy's a little bit more talented than people give him credit for. He was the main cog in the Mookie Betts trade to Boston, Alex Verdugo. He was a Dodger, then he got traded in the Mookie Betts deal to Boston. The dude can hit. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's a good hitter. He's got good discipline. He hit this week. He had 5 runs. He dropped a bomb, 1 RBI, a couple stolen bases. Hit almost 500 this week. The dude can just rake. And he's sitting in front of the guy named JD Martinez and Rafael Devers. So he's going to score a ton. Another guy who had another great week was JD Martinez. So basically, if you had anybody from the Red Sox this week, so what I'm saying is they had a really good week. So JD dropped 2 bombs, 3 RBIs. He had 5 runs this week, hit 350 this week. So the dude just crushed it too as well. So, and those Boston dudes. And then I have another guy, Xavier Bogaerts. Like I said, dude, like Boston had a killer week. He dropped 3 bombs. He had 7 RBIs, hit 333, scored 3 times. So I mean, the dude's all the guys from Boston are just hitting right now. So they had a really nice week. Their offense is on fire. Almost as good as the Cubs offense, but they're right there too as well. Bryce Harper had a nice week. He hit over 400 this week for the Philly. The Philly. I'm drawing a blank on their damn team name. The Philadelphia Phillies. Okay, wow. Okay. Anyways, scratch that. So, yeah, but Harper had a great week. Also, a guy who had a really nice week, who was the 4th outfielder for them at the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, one of their outfielders is a COVID-19 protocol, so he's out for a little bit. So Randall Grichuk has been the center fielder for the Blue Jays. He's their 4th outfielder. Also, they don't have their big signee, George Springer, right now because he's out of injury, but he should be back earlier soon, so that's really good. So Randall Grichuk getting a lot of playing time. This week he had a killer week. He hit over 400, had a 1,400 on-base percentage plus slugging, dropped 3 bombs. He had 4 runs and 6 RBIs. So dude had a very nice week. So if you had him on your team, you were sitting really pretty. When George Springer gets back, it might be a good time to trade that guy. His value is going to be very high. Somebody's going to want to buy on him. So I would just probably trade him this week right before George gets back. See what you can get for him. Flop him for a guy who's more consistent. Some guys getting more playing time. And maybe in a position of need, or maybe try to put him in a package for a better starting pitcher too as well. Or if saves are very valuable in your league, maybe flip him for a closer, maybe a low-rated closer or a mid-closer that you can get for the rest of the season. So maybe somebody like a Bard from Colorado, or maybe that'd probably be one of the best guys to get. Or maybe Trevino from Oakland too as well. He might be somebody that you might want to look at too as well if you're trying to flip for a closer. So now I'm going to talk about the guys who are going to be the players of the month, in my opinion. I know we still have a week left in April, but as of right now, these guys are, in my opinion, the players of the month. We're going to do one for the National League, one for the American League, and we're also going to do the pitchers too as well, starting pitchers only, one for the National League, one for the American League. Right now, player of the month for the American League right now has to be JD Martinez. The dude's been crushing. He's been tearing it up. He's just, everything he's doing is he's hitting the line drives or bullets. Like I said yesterday, I was super high on him. Didn't change in one day. I mean, he had a nice day last night or yesterday too as well. For the NL, it's got to be Ronald Acuna Jr. right now. Now, this one to me can change the way Fernando Tatis is coming on right now. I don't know if he's going to be a guy who's going to get consideration for April. Seeing that he was hurt, seeing that he was out for a little bit, but Acuna Jr. has been the most consistent player in the American League, excuse me, in the National League for all the leagues. So, in my opinion, right now, he's going to be the front runner for the player of the month. Pitching wise, this is going to come no surprise. These are the guys who went 1-2 in all fantasy baseball drafts. Jacob deGrom right now for the NL is going to be the front runner for pitcher of the month, and then the NL is going to be Garrett Cole. So no surprise there. Those two guys are awesome. Garrett Cole outdueled I almost said Justin Bieber, Shane Bieber, Justin Bieber's non-relative yesterday at Cleveland, and they won 2-1. So Cole went 7 innings, had 11 Ks. Really nice day. The bullpen finished it up for him. So, but Cole did Cole things. Bieber did Bieber things, and deGrom the night before, had 15 Ks. So New York is getting exactly what they expected out of their aces. So they're doing what they do. Nobody can touch them. Like I said yesterday, Jacob deGrom's in a whole other atmosphere. He is just on his own planet, and then everybody else is below. But Cole's right there too as well. So not as good as deGrom, but man, he's sure getting close. So, but anyways, all right, guys and ladies, I hope you all enjoyed my video today. This is Ty Guy, the Sports Guy. This is the place you want to be for all your sports information. Today we did fantasy baseball. Remember, this is going to be a show about football and baseball. So today we covered the fantasy sports. For baseball, we're going to talk next couple of videos about the NFL draft upcoming. Now, there was a huge trade, which we'll get into. We'll dig in a little bit more. And I'm also going to do one more mock draft before the actual NFL draft. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of rumors, a lot of smoke screens. This is the time of lying if you're NFL. Everybody's lying. So, it's a lot of smoke, a lot of clouds, a lot of dust. You got to kind of see through, and it's just what it is at this point, So, but like I said yesterday or a couple days ago, the draft starts at number 4. Depends what the Falcons do, whether they trade it, keep it, get a quarterback, trade it to a team who needs a quarterback. So Thursday night's going to be a very fun night. I'm very excited to watch the NFL draft to see how all the drama falls down, see all these guys get drafted and everything else in between. So it's going to be a fun night. So I hope you all enjoyed everything. I hope you got some knowledge with this. I hope I helped you out in some way, shape, or form with your fantasy baseball team. So remember, I'm a sports nut. I love this shit. I love talking sports. I literally could talk sports all day. I could tell you facts upon facts upon facts. So anyways, I couldn't tell you which way is north, south, east, west, but I could tell you, a lifetime average of, Derek Jeter or somebody, I don't know. So just making an example of something. So, or whatever. I could tell you, how many times, Mike Piazza threw his bat at Roger Clemens, which was once, just in case you're wondering. Or Roger Clemens threw the bat at Mike Piazza, which is still once. So, but anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful Sunday. Y'all take care. Have a great day. Enjoy your day. Have fun. Spend time with your family, your friends. Go out. Just enjoy your day. So, all right. So this is Ty Guy, the Sports Guy. I'm out. Please like, subscribe, share, add comments. Anything that you want me to put in a video. Anything you don't like. If you want to know some more facts, stats, whatever, please let me know. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you want, and I will put it in the video. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye.